Good morning, Alona. You're first on today. We're on Facebook as well. We've got people jumping in at 10:30. I love it. I love people that are timely. I get it. Some of us run late. Hey, Michael, what is up? Michael's coming up.
Happy Wednesday.
I know, man. It's Wednesday, if you can believe it. We're in week 12 on a Wednesday. We're halfway there.
I like your coffee cup. Looks like a hamburger.
It is. I had to get some new mugs, so this one is one of my cooking mugs, I think. So it is. It is a cheeseburger. It is a cheeseburger or a hamburger. Kind of the same thing.
It's the same thing.
That's right. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Yes.
So how's everybody doing? Alona, how are you doing today? Good. Excellent. Michael, how are you doing today?
Good.
Good. All right. That's the kind of stuff I want to hear. My lighting is terrible in my kitchen. I got to figure out what to do. But I think it'll suffice for today. It'll work for today. Today my lighting's better on Zoom. Usually it's the other way around. Good job. I got Irma coming on. Excellent, Irma. Alrighty. Hey, Irma, thank you so much for joining today. I couldn't get what I wanted to do today, so next Wednesday I'm going to send you guys an email. Next Wednesday we're gonna start with Zach on a project, okay? This week's a little kooky. It's a little kooky.
When are we doing bingo again?
What? You guys like bingo so much? Well, hey, Dave is on Facebook. I don't know. I got to think of what's next week. So I got to make a decision on what is our fun activity that we're going to do. We do different ones. I forget. I had an idea and it popped out of my head now. I can't remember what it was. Oh, bummer. Oh no, it'll come up. It'll come up in my head.
It'll come out.
I'll remember it somehow.
You got a brain for it. It's okay. We all get that.
Story of my life that I can't remember things. So welcome to cooking. I am Deborah. I'm from the Center for Enhancing Abilities. You guys know that on Zoom, but maybe we might have somebody new on Facebook. I'm from the Bergen Center. Yeah. But all the counties in New Jersey are awesome. They're all good. I serve all people. It's, guys, listen, I was born in Bergen County.
My phone is working very well.
I lived in Bergen County my entire life. I even went to college in Bergen County. I don't go very far.
My father lives in Bergen.
In Bergen County? Well, then he must be cool, man. He must be cool. We're cool enough. Hey, Jamie, we got Doug. Buenos dias, my friend. Buenos dias. We've got Doug. Double cheeseburger. Yeah, it's my new mug. I was really excited. I was getting a little concerned that my mugs were getting a little stale. How are you, Hannah? How are you doing this morning?
Everything's going well. What are we making today?
What are we making? Okay, so I did list, because this was a baking thing, and I did list it on Facebook yesterday. I did. But I'm going to go through the ingredients. We're going to make a breakfast coffee cookie. Yeah, breakfast coffee cookie. Now, I'm sure you could probably adapt this recipe any way you want. Yeah. You could probably leave the coffee out if you don't like coffee. You could. I hate when people do that. It happens. People give me a call. I understand. But I've got to do this first. So hopefully nothing's on fire or anything like that. You guys come first at my 10:30 hour. We've got Victoria. We've got Irma. Thank you so much, Irma, today. We've got Alona. We've got Hannah. We've got Michael. And we had Dave, we had Jamie, we had Doug, we have a nice crew. We got a nice crew. So this is cooking. If it's Wednesday, it's cooking. That's right. I've got another cooking mug.
Yeah, hamburger.
I need my coffee. So that's kind of what today's theme is about. So I'm going to start to go through the ingredients, and then we're going to do this. So for Dave, who's given me a lot of... what do you want to call it? Confidence that I could do 2 recipes in 1 hour. Today it's just one. We're going to see how that goes. I know, Dave is like, he really supports me on that. And I welcome that. But today I'm keeping it simple. Just one recipe because it's a baking and there's a lot of ingredients in this. There's a lot of stuff. So we're going to figure it out. and there's lots of steps. So if you've got your pad and pencil or pen or crayon or paintbrush, whatever you've got, magic marker, quill, hello, we've got Terrence coming on. You can start to jot down the ingredients. I will also post this as well. I will also post this recipe as well. But thank you, Doug. You get extra points for noticing, and so does Michael for noticing my new coffee mug. I know, guys, lately there's been some repeats. I've got other ones, but they're like for Christmas and stuff like that. And then they're boring. They're just one color. Hey, Terrence, what's up, man? What's up?
Nice day outside today.
I think so. I think it's gonna be hot, right? It's gonna be hot. I'm like wearing like jeans, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to get rid of them. All right, so everybody's good. Alona said she was good. Irma, how are you doing today? All right?
I'm good, thank
Good.
you.
That's what we want to hear. Where it's hump day. It is the middle of the week of week 12 in our remote learning journey.
June 3rd.
It's June 3rd. I can't even believe that it's June 3rd.
Yeah.
What is June 3rd? I don't know if it's a special holiday, but we got a
No, I
cool.
don't think there's any holiday.
No, all right. Nothing important. Hey, Alex, we got Alex coming on as well. So we got a full boat. Nice. And if you join in later, that's okay. We love that. We love to see you, even if it's for half the period or even 5 minutes of the period. So let's get started. I know Hannah's always really excited when we go through the ingredients. So you got it too. Okay, so like I said, if you want to jot them down, you can, but I will also make sure you get the recipe as well. Let me take one more swig of my coffee.
Yeah.
I love my coffee. I love my coffee. So I prefer it. I know, right, Irma? I love my coffee. And Irma's one of the helpful people at the Bergen Center who makes coffee regularly throughout the week for all of us to keep us going. So I'm sorry, Irma, that we do not have that. Thank you very much, my friend. But soon. I'm confident soon. I really am. Okay, we'll just do this a little bit longer and then we'll get through this. So we got a good group of people. We're going to make breakfast coffee cookies. Breakfast coffee cookies. Now, if you don't like coffee, you can leave it out. I don't have a problem with it. I bet it'll taste just as good. But for some of us, we dig coffee. I know coffee is bitter, but it will give a nice rich flavor to our cookie. Now, I have not eaten these, so I can't say for certain this is a good recipe. We're going to give it a shot, and hopefully maybe they'll be cooked in time. I don't know that we could do a taste test. I don't know. Alrighty? But they're breakfast.
Do the taste test? Because we can't even do it.
I usually do a taste test for you, and then you guys know whether or not, you want to try it or not. Yeah, Victoria's using me as a guinea pig.
Maybe when the center reopens, you guys could do a taste test.
Yeah, well, we did that. We had, I know thank you, my friend. Thank you, Leona. Matches my wall a little bit. It's overtone. So we did like a cookie contest. We did a cookie contest, and we had the seniors. I think there were senior citizens upstairs. They they chose. Hey, we've got Stephanie on. Good morning, lovely Stephanie. We've got Dave. We've got Doug. We've got Jamie. We've got Stephanie. We're waiting for Christian. We're waiting for Christian to chime in too. It's not the same if he doesn't jump on. All righty. So here we go. Here's your ingredients. Oh my gosh, I was far away for a few minutes. Here's your ingredients. We're gonna need flour. This is obviously a baked item. You're gonna need, let me start this way. 1 cup of whole wheat flour, okay? Of whole wheat flour. Now, if you do not have whole wheat flour, I would say do the whole thing in all-purpose flour, okay? Because we need 1 cup of whole wheat flour. And then we're going to use, let me just make sure, I'm getting old here. Yeah, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. So if you don't have if you don't have whole wheat flour, we're going to add those two numbers together, and it would be 1 cup and 3/4. 1 and 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. That is up to you. You can choose to make it half and it's not really half and half, but you can make it some whole wheat, some in regular all-purpose flour. So it's up to you, okay? We're going to use the 1 cup of whole wheat. We want a little bit more fiber. We want a little bit more fiber. And did I say hi to Alex? Alex, I think I said hi, but I didn't, it popped out of my head for a second. So welcome, my lovely lady. It's 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. So 2 different kinds of flours, or you can just combine them and use the one, okay? Our next thing is, something real, and I just got it. I had to order it. You're going to use baking cocoa. You're going to use unsweetened cocoa. Now, and for Hannah, you're going to use 1/2 of a cup. 1/2 of cocoa. Yes, unsweetened cocoa, but you could say cocoa. Now, when I was a kid, whoever did this, when I was a kid, I used to go into my pantry or our cabinets, and I would see cocoa. I would see baking cocoa. And I'd be like, wow, that looks like quick, or it looks like hot chocolate. And I'm going to take a big old spoonful. Does anybody know what happens when you eat a spoonful of unsweetened cocoa? Does anybody?
It makes you sick.
It does not taste good. It does not taste good. There's no sugar in it. It's no sugar in it. It does not taste good. So you taste it and you're like, ooh. So it's for baking. It's going to add the chocolate, but we're going to have to add something sweet. Alrighty? Our next ingredient, a little exotic for us. It's 1.5. 1.5 tablespoons. That's the big T. The big T. Tablespoons of instant coffee. All right, instant coffee. Here you go, guys. I don't know if anybody really uses, mine's an espresso. That was all I could get from the store. And it does go up your nose. The cocoa, it's very powdery. That's right, Leona. So it's like very, very powdery. It's very, very light. That sugar weighs it down. So you'll go, it'll blow in your face. So if you don't have instant coffee, you can grind coffee, but you want to make sure it's very fine. Maybe put it in a mortar and pestle. Let's see if you have a grinder. Hold on. So if you were working with regular coffee, you could really take your coffee grinds and put them in here and make sure they're really fine. The thing about instant coffee, it will dissolve. It will dissolve. Some of us used to have it. I don't know if people have it as much anymore, but there you go. I don't think it tastes as good. Mike. Alrighty. We also need, you ready? 1.5 teaspoons. That's the little T. The little T of cinnamon. Cinnamon. Okay, we got a lot of ingredients. That's why we're going through them first. Cinnamon. Now, cinnamon. I can never say that. The next thing you're going to need is 1 teaspoon. That's the little T of baking soda. You're going to need 1 teaspoon, Hannah. 1 teaspoon. Okay? And if you're not writing this down, don't worry about it. I'll make sure you get it. Alrighty? But that's cool. I love that you're writing it down. So that was 1. The baking soda will let our cookies kind of like rise a little bit and spread. That's what we want. Alrighty, what was next? Here we go. The next one is, this is 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon, that's the little T, of salt. This recipe said kosher salt. I think I'm going to use, I have kosher salt, but I'm going to use regular salt. Okay, I'm just going to use regular salt. It's up to you. But that was 1/2 teaspoon. The next one, you're going to need 3 eggs. 3 eggs. 3 eggs. Nanu, nanu. I think that was one of the things in Lunch Bunch. I think you guys were talking about Mork from Mork. 3 eggs. 3 eggs. And we're going to lightly beat them in a little bit. We don't mean to be cruel. It's okay. That's what we're doing. Then you're going to need a banana. Now, I think the riper the better, okay? Because that has lots of sugar. This is the only banana. I got bananas. They're not that ripe. So when it starts to turn brown on the outside, see? It starts to get like brown. And nobody wants to eat those brown bananas. Don't throw them out. Don't throw them out. Who here does not like to eat the bananas when they're really brown? Raise your hand if you don't like to eat the bananas. Alex doesn't like it. Victoria, Alona, Michael. Nobody likes to eat the really brown bananas. They're okay to eat. They're mushy, and they have lots of sugar. They have lots of sugar. Like it's processing. So when you're baking, you want a very ripe banana usually. It's nice and mushy and soft. So mine is sort of getting ripe, but probably could have been riper. Okay? So you're going to need a banana. A banana. And they're saying don't microwave it. I find that interesting. Maybe it's to soften it. Then you're going to need some yogurt. Some yogurt. You are, very good question. A half a cup. Christian, man, what is up? What is up? Christian, everybody's saying hi. Christian.
Hi, Christian.
Yeah, you hear them? They're shouting your praises, my friends. It's not a good day if you don't stop by. So what is this? Hannah asked, it's a half a cup, Hannah. Half a cup. And this says, very interestingly, they recommend for the recipe non-fat, plain Greek yogurt. Now, could you use like some Dannon you have in your fridge and it's got some flavoring? I say yeah, but they want the Greek yogurt. It's thicker, but I think you could use anything. Don't worry about it. It might taste a little different, but that's all right. That's cool. The next thing you're going to need, and I already measured mine out because I was running low. You ready, Hannah? It's a half a cup of honey. Honey. So honey is a sugar. We're not going to use granulated sugar. If you don't have honey, could you use sugar? I think you could. I would just replace it 1-to-1. Why not? Why not? We'll figure it out. If you don't have honey, that's a lot of honey. But some people feel that it's better to use honey rather than a processed sugar. If you have agave, why not? Why not? Do something like that. If you want to use Splenda, or if you have a diabetes or you're watching your sugar, I would just do a half a cup of whatever you want. Some type of sugar. Let's, we'll wing it. The next thing is 1 tablespoon, my friends, 1 tablespoon. That's the big T, the big spoon of canola oil. Canola oil. What did you say you had for breakfast? I had a shake. I actually had a smoothie, a mocha smoothie from Beets for my breakfast, but we're making breakfast coffee cookies, Christian.
Canola? How do you spell canola?
Canola is spelled C-A-N-O-L-A. Canola. Canola. Now, some people say don't use canola. Some people say it's not good for you. I don't know. I hear so many different things. If you don't have canola oil and you want to use a different type of oil, go for it. I really don't think it matters. I think it's all going to taste good when it's all together. All right. They say grapeseed. I've heard different things about grapeseed. Use some type of oil. That's going to be part of the fat too. That's going to bind it. Oils, eggs, they bind everything too. All righty. Now we need to make this taste a little sweet. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Here we go. We need, you ready, Hannah? We need two teaspoons, the little t, of vanilla extract. Vanilla extract. 2 teaspoons. Two. And I love the smell of vanilla in the morning. Woo! All righty. All right, you guys good? Now, you might not have this, but if you're going to the store, where'd they go? Oh, I thought this was interesting combination. So if you want to skip it and put it with something else, I think you could. maybe double the chocolate chips, but you need 1 1/4. That's 1 1/4 cup of blueberries. Blueberries. Blueberries are really good for you. So we'll see. I don't know how they taste with coffee, but we're going to give it a shot. How much honey? Leona wants to know how much honey. A half a cup. A half a cup, my love. A half a cup. A half a cup. Alrighty. Okay? And then, what I really dig, no breakfast is complete without some chocolate. You can use any kind of chocolate chip. We're going to use yeah, Michael's like, woo, chocolate chips. We're going to use semi-sweet chocolate chips. And Hannah, it's your choice. It's 1/2 of a cup to 3/4 of a cup. So if you 1/2 or 3/4 of a cup. So if you really like chocolate chips, Hannah,
I could use 3/4.
yeah, if you really like it, then use the 3/4. Use the 3/4, okay? Like I said, if you don't like blueberries, maybe cut down on the blueberries and increase the chips. That is all our ingredients. And you guys know that I don't preheat my oven because I got a pretty fast little oven that preheats pretty quick over here. But you're going to heat your oven to 350 degrees. 350 degrees. That's the oven. All righty? So let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we can make this. I'm gonna try. Alrighty. So we got our whole list of ingredients, and let's see. So our first step is we heated our oven. Let's pretend I did, and you're gonna need also some baking sheets. You can use 1, but you'll have to bake a couple of times, or 2 baking sheets. But you need like a cookie sheet, okay? Alex, you got cookie sheets at home, girly girl? You got them? Ooh, that looks good. Whatever you're drinking, you're having your breakfast. Nice, I like that. So we need baking sheets. And you're gonna spray them. I should have told you this. Hold on. I use a non-stick, but if you've got a cooking spray, you're just gonna do that, all right? That's preparing your pans first. Alrighty, good. Alrighty. You can use anything. I mean, if you had to use butter, you could too. I don't think it matters. Alrighty, if you have a non-stick, you can try it without it. Sometimes I just put a little extra, right? I use a coconut cooking spray. I don't think it matters, whatever it is. Alrighty, so our cookie sheets are ready. They're waiting for when we're done. And then in a large bowl, oh my gosh, guys, I didn't get my whisks. What is going on with me? What is going on? So let's review. We're going to need measuring spoons and measuring cups of different sizes. We're going to need, does anybody know what this is called?
A whisk.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And this is another whisk. They're just different. They're different. One has like a plastic coating. They're good. We're gonna need what do you call it? Like a spatula?
I feel like having a hamburger.
A hamburger. Ooh, that's my mug. That's my mug. I got a big hamburger mug, Irma. I'm gonna keep aside some forks. That's what's gonna help me beat my eggs and mash my potatoes, okay? My potatoes. Mash my banana. What the heck am I making? Alrighty.
Potatoes? What are you making with potatoes?
Listen, we made chocolate chip cookies with hard-boiled eggs. Why not? Alrighty. So the first step is in a large bowl, we're going to whisk together the flours, the cocoa, the coffee, the cinnamon, the baking soda, and the salt. So I'm going to break it down for you guys one at a time. So don't worry if you missed it. All right, that's not going to stay very good. Let's do this so you can kind of see the bowl. There we go. All right, and I'm promoting Lifetime Fitness. Here we go. So we're going to work with the dry ingredients first. So the first one was whole wheat flour. Did anybody remember how much whole wheat flour I needed? If you wrote it down. If you didn't, I've got it here. Does anybody remember? It was 1 cup. I'm going to use 2 different flours. I'm going to use a whole wheat flour, and it's 1 cup. So, 1 cup. Thank you, my love. Thank you. So, whole wheat flour, when you look at it, it's a lot more gritty. It's heavier. It's denser. So, I only have a half a cup. This is a half a cup spoon or scoop. And if I need 1 cup, how many am I going to need to make 1 cup? If I have a half a cup, I'm going to need how many? 2. I'm going to need 2. A half plus a half makes a whole. Okay? Makes a whole. So there we go. I've got 1 cup of whole wheat flour. That's going to give me a little bit more fiber. It's going to make it a little bit more flavorful too, I think. Oh, I got stuff here. Now, we're going to add all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour, as you guys can see, it's different. It's white usually, and it's very fine. It's very fine. So we needed, what did we need? We needed 3/4 of a cup. So I have a 1/4 scoop, and I'm going to use 3 of those. So that's 1/4. Okay. 2/4, and I'm leveling. I'm not doing rounded scoops. That's 2/4, which is 1/2. And now I have my 3/4. There we go. I've got all my flour. Now, if you don't have whole wheat flour, it's totally okay for you just to use all-purpose flour for all of it. That's what I would do. I would just use all-purpose flour for everything. Alrighty, just my vibe on that. That's what I would do. Alrighty, so we've got our flours. Now the next thing is our unsweetened cocoa. So when you open this up, take a whiff of it. It always smells so good, but I wouldn't eat it because it doesn't taste good. So we need 1/2 of a cup. This is a lot of cocoa. Oh, and see what Leona was saying? Woo! It goes up your nose. It's very light as a powder. I don't know if you guys can see that. It moves around in the air. So here's what cocoa looks like. Okay, this is an unsweetened baking cocoa. That's going to give us the chocolate flavor. And we had a 1/2 cup. So we're going to put that baby right in there. I love that. But don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't taste good. Alrighty. We move on. We're going to go to our instant coffee. If you have coffee grinds, and I would make sure that they're fine though. Maybe put them in a mortar and pestle. And we're going to use 1.5 tablespoons. The tablespoon is what? Is the tablespoon the bigger spoon or the little spoon? Bigger. Thank you. Bigger. It's bigger. So here we go. My tablespoon's too big for my jar. Okay, I'm going to put 1 tablespoon and, what does this say? It's a 1/2 tablespoon. All right, I don't have a 1/2 tablespoon here. So I'm going to wing it. I'm just going to take about 1/2 of my tablespoon. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. I like coffee. So 1.5 tablespoons of instant coffee or finely ground coffee. If you don't like that, you can skip it. I think it won't be breakfast coffee cookies, but I think it'll taste good anyway. Now we're going to add that wonderful cinnamon. We're going to move to the cinnamon. We are going to go to the teaspoon. That's the smaller one. It's 1.5 teaspoons. All right, here's my cinnamon. And I love the smell of cinnamon. Who here likes cinnamon? Raise your hand if you like cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, Victoria. Yeah, and cinnamon. Raise your hand if you just like to say cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Sounds like a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister, right? So we're going to put that in. Ooh, that is good stuff. Right? good, yummy stuff. All righty. Now, we're going to put the less interesting stuff in the bowl, but it's really important for baking. We're going to put in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. That's very important when we bake. That helps things rise and expand and get fluffy and stuff like that. So I'm going to put it in now. When we measure this, we don't use rounded teaspoons or this was a teaspoon. We want to level it. See, you don't want to put too much or too little. Baking is exact, especially with these types of ingredients. Things with your eggs, things that affect the chemistry of what you are baking. Now we're going to go to our salt. As I said, you could use kosher salt or regular salt. You know what? Maybe I will use my kosher salt. I'll come over here. It's a little different. Let me see if I can show you guys. Kosher salt. Oops. Kosher salt. I know you guys might not be able to see it. They're bigger crystals. They're bigger crystals than regular sugar. They're it's like chunkier and the processing is different too. So we're going to use 1 teaspoon. That's the little one. Don't do a big tablespoon of salt. That's not going to taste so great. Okay? So we've got 1 teaspoon of our salt. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I think we got them all, right? We had our flours, our cocoa, our coffee, our cinnamon, our baking soda, and our salt. Excellent. We're going to mix this with our whisk. That'll make sure it all gets really mixed well. Okay, that's why a lot of times the whisk is great. Everything kind of moves in and out of the, I don't know what these things are called, prongs, I don't know. So the wires. So we're mixing it nice and good. I think it also lets a little air in there too. Makes it a little bit fluffier. All righty. That is our dry, I can see maybe in certain spots I didn't mix it well. I think on that side, yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm just making sure I mix it.
There's a little bit of white.
Right? Yeah, what's going on with that, guys? What's going on with that?
Yeah, there's a little bit of white.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's pretty good. I think I got it down pretty good. So these are my dry ingredients. They're nicely mixed. Okay? We're going to put that to the side. Now, very exciting. We're going to start to move into our wet ingredients. Okay? So we're going to move into the eggs, the banana, the yogurt, the honey, the oil, and the vanilla. So, in this recipe, very interesting, they said to microwave your banana for 30 seconds. I guess they want it warm. Maybe that'll make sure it gets really mushy. I don't know. I'm going to go for it. That's what it said. So my banana is peeled, and it says microwave it for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to smash it. So I'm going to go for it. I've never really microwaved a banana. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to put it in my microwave. And I'm going to microwave it for 30 seconds. Like, how bad can it be, right? How bad can it be? Maybe it tastes good. I don't know. I think it's going to make it soft. If it blows up, I loved you all. So,
yeah, then you put in your microwave.
all right, I think, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, it's doing something. Okay, all righty, there we go. I microwaved it a little bit. Okay, oh, it's warm, it's warm. And that's when I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to mash. Do the mash. Do the banana mash, right? The Monster Mash. I love that song.
Not the TV show MASH.
No. Oh, yeah. Does anybody know the theme song?
Yes, I
do. You know what? I saw that so much growing up as a kid, I can't stand it.
And they even did a movie. They did a movie.
It was originally a movie. It was. So I've got my banana. Ooh, that smells like baby food. It smells really good. It smells really good, man. I might just eat this just like this. Ooh.
You could have that you could have
Ooh. Has anybody here ever eaten like you're feeding a baby or you need to take medicine and you eat baby food. Ooh, that's so good. I love baby food.
Baby food.
Love baby food. It's good. It's good. Some people gotta eat it. Some people need their food very pureed. So I'm gonna put my banana. I was gonna call them potatoes. I'm gonna put my banana off to the side so it cools a little bit. So in another bowl, okay, I've got my other bowl. We're gonna work with the wet ingredients, okay? So the one thing we needed was 3 eggs. 3 eggs, okay? So I'm gonna start now. Should I crack my eggs directly into the bowl or should I put them in a smaller bowl?
Smaller bowl.
Smaller bowl. Why do we do that? Does anybody remember? No shells. No shells, okay? So I'm cracking it. There we go. I've got one. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. I don't see any shells. Boop. Oh, I just got egg all over me. Let's do the other one. It was 3 large eggs. I mean, you know. 3 eggs. There's another. I hear footsteps, pitter patter of little feet or big feet. I don't know. Okay. And my 3 eggs. Nice. I did a good job. Now,
Eggs look good.
we're going to lightly beat them. That way it'll be better. It'll be easier to mix them. So I'm going to take a fork. The eggs don't mind. And I'm just going to kind of move my fork around a little bit to lightly beat them. It does sound not nice to the eggs. It does. But they're okay. These eggs don't feel anything. Alrighty. So then we're going to add the banana. Okay, my banana's cooled a bit. So I'm going to add my banana. Make sure you scrape that whole thing in. Ooh, kind of looks like a glop. And then we're going to add the yogurt. And does anybody remember how much yogurt we needed?
I wrote it down.
You wrote it down? Take a look for me, my friend. Was it a half a cup?
Yeah, I think it was a half a cup of yogurt.
Okay, so I got my chobani and I got my scoop. Okay, ooh, okay, hold on. Alrighty, here we go. Whoops, I got a lot going on here. Oh dear. Alright, I got my half a cup of yogurt. I'm gonna make sure I put that in. Okay, here I think I need a little bit more. Ooh, yeah. I like plain yogurt. Not everybody likes it. It's kind of
I love yogurt.
I love yogurt, but it's a strong flavor when it's plain and not added a lot of sugar. But I like that. I put a little honey in my yogurt, a little granola. It's delish. Okay, so we've got our yogurt, and then we're gonna add that honey. Honey is really gooey. Honey's really gooey. It's really gooey. So I measured it before I came on because it's really gooey, guys. And I had to make sure I had enough. If you're replacing it with some type of sugar, agave, any type of sweetener, that's fine. I would replace it, 1 for 1, meaning if we're using a half a cup of sugar, you can go online and take a look, but I think you're fine. So I want to get all that wonderful, precious honey. Honey, yeah. Yum. Honey. Well, honey's very sweet. Who here likes honey? Raise your hand if you like honey. Ooh, Alex likes it. Hannah likes it. Alona likes it. So everybody, Terrence, Michael, everybody likes honey. I'm like, it depends. It depends on what it's with. But yeah, I guess I do. Right? Who puts honey? What? How much? It's a half a cup, Alex. A half a cup of honey. Okay?
Here's some honey.
There you go. Honey bear. And there's different types of honey. Honey is affected by where the bees go and pollinate. So if they're going to certain types of flowers or certain types of crops, it'll have a different flavor, a different color. There's clover, there's buckwheat, there's blends. I think I got a blend. I don't know what it was. Alrighty. Now, we've added our honey. We're going to add our oil. And Alex, good job. If you need a question, just chime in. Raise your hand. We're going to use a tablespoon of canola oil, okay? or any kind of oil. You know, listen, don't stress, any kind of oil you got. I always have olive oil, I always have canola. I got some other oils in there. So whatever oil. Then we're gonna add the vanilla. Ooh, one of my favorite parts. And the vanilla is, if somebody remembers, it's the 2 teaspoons. That's the smaller one. So I'm gonna shake mine up a little bit. I'm gonna smell. You know, it smells so good. 2 teaspoons. Ooh, I love vanilla. I love the smell of vanilla. I love it. As I said, I love the smell of vanilla in the morning. Hey, I think maybe Will is watching. Hopefully he is. Alrighty, so those are all our wet ingredients, right? We had our eggs, our banana, our yogurt, our honey, our oil, and our vanilla. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna whisk these babies together. We're gonna mix, we're gonna mix it together. Alrighty. When you whisk, you usually do these kinds of, I don't have a big bowl. I'm trying to use glass bowls, so I only have 2 sizes. So I'm whisking it. I'm kind of moving it. The whisk, the separate wires, make sure all the stuff really gets mixed and mixed really well. Whisking eggs also adds a little lightness to them as well. So I'm really kind of stirring it up, and you guys can kind of see it looks like a strange, gross concoction. All right, there we go. I think that's pretty mixed. That looks pretty mixed. What do you guys think? That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. All righty. So what I'm gonna do is, then they said there might be small lumps because of the bananas and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to stir this egg mixture into our flour mixture, okay? So here we go. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. We're going to start to put, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Like I said, a lot of times, guys, I pick recipes I've never done so you can see the action just as it happens. Alrighty. So I'm pouring that in. I'm mixing it in. Okay. And if you need to replace any of the ingredients, just, use common sense. If you don't have honey, but you have sugar, use the sugar. If you have yogurt that you use for lunch, you can use that. It's going to add a different flavor. It's got more sugar. It'll make it sweeter. If it's not Greek yogurt, it's a little less thick, but that's okay. If you need to change it for a different oil, that's cool. If you don't have whole wheat flour, and you're just using all-purpose flour, that's cool too. And hey, if you're gluten-free, if you're a person that has a gluten sensitivity, I think you can use a different type of flour. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Okay, guys, here you go. This was for very strong people to mix this together. Okay? Get your guns going, because this is a nice mushy stuff. All right, this is a cookie batter. Ooh, I don't know how, my bracelet here. All righty, now we're gonna fold in. That means you're not stirring vigorously. You're just turning, you're just stirring just enough to let some other ingredients into your batter. All righty, so the last 2 ingredients were the chocolate chips, and I think, let's see, it was a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup. So let's see, I really like chocolate chips. I'm going to put about I'm going to put a little well-rounded 1/2 cup, okay? There we go, poured those in. Love chocolate chips. And then I'm going to put my blueberries in, which is kind of weird. If you don't have blueberries, maybe just add some more chocolate chips. Hey, David, what's up? David J. Nice to see you, my friend. So I'm putting all my blueberries in. I'm putting all, one guy tried to escape. He didn't want to be sacrificed. Whoa. Here, wait a minute. I need to I need to take my bracelet off. This is pretty tough stuff here. Alrighty, so we're folding it in. We're just kind of turning the batter over so we can kind of just make sure all these ingredients, oh my goodness, just kind of get in there. Just kind of get mixed and move throughout. Let's see what that looks like, guys. That don't look too bad. That don't look too bad. I don't think so. I think that looks pretty good. So, let's see. Let's get these bad boys onto our cookie sheet. So, let me see what they say here. Always go to your recipe. So, we're going to scoop balls of dough, about 1.5 teaspoons each. So you can use a regular spoon, and I'll show you what I think it's about. And you're going to put them about 2 inches apart. Does anybody know why we are going to space these cookies apart? Yeah, right, Victoria. They're gonna expand, and what will happen is they move into each other. Irma, what's gonna happen is the cookies kind of melt and expand. They're gonna run into each other, right? And then you're going to have like one big cookie. So in order to make sure you have separate cookies, that's what you're going to do. Now you're going to flatten these cookies with a, hold on. They say you want to flatten them with pressing with your fingers or your fork. I'd rather use a fork. Okay. Now, it said the batter's going to be sticky. The batter's going to be sticky, okay? So sometimes what you can do is, because it might stick to your spoon or your fork, you can spray it with a non-stick spray. That'll work as well. And then if they said if you want to put a couple more chocolate chips on, you could. I mean, I think this is good enough. So let's see. Let's see how this is going to work. I'm going to take their advice. I'm going to spray my spoon. Put a little of my non-stick spray, okay? There we go. Get that nice and kind of oily. And I'm going to come into my scoop here. Ooh. And I'm going to make like a big, see how I have like kind of like a big scoop here? That's a pretty big scoop. And I'm just going to plop that guy down here, okay? I'm going to put my scoops on first before I flatten them. So I think I might be able to get about nine on my tray. We want them about 2 inches or 1.5 inches apart, okay, depending on how big you make them. Ooh, they are very gooey. They are very gooey, but that must be good. I don't know. Alrighty, so see, I'm just going to do a couple more. Okay, here we go. Whoop, whoop. That guy's a little bit smaller. Okay, and you might have to reapply your cooking spray as it gets kind of caught up into it. So see how I'm doing that? I'm just taking a spoon. You can do a scoop. I just like to use what I have in my kitchen. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put this aside for a second. Let me just put that there. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe my hand off. And then they said you might want to squish them down a bit. Just squish them down. You can use your fingers if you really dig that. If you don't, you can use a fork. I'm just going to put the back with a little spray. And on my cookies, as you guys can see, I'm just going to kind of just squish them down just a little bit. I don't know why that's important, but that's what they told us to do. So we'll follow the directions. Okay, alrighty. So there's our cookies. And they don't look too bad. They don't look too bad, guys. I think they look pretty good. So I'm going to put them in the oven. Let's find out. Who remembers what the temperature was for the oven? Does anybody remember?
I wrote it down.
Take a look, my friend.
350.
350. Alrighty. So, whoops. I'm going to do my temperature. Michael said 350. Okay. But I didn't tell you. You're going to cook these bad boys, these breakfast coffee cookies, for about 12 to 14 minutes. Okay? 12 to 14 minutes. Let's see. I'll do that. I'll cut it in the middle. Alrighty. Yeah. So you're going to bake them until they're firm around the edges. So I have a feeling these cookies aren't going to be so much crispy. They're going to be a little soft, which is the way I like them. And then you're going to let them cool. So these guys are going to cook. Let's see how fast that is, that we can get them to cook. And then I'm going to show you a wire baking tray as well. Let me see. There we go. Alrighty. When you're baking, a lot of people like to use wire baking sheet or trays. This is a tray. I know it's a little hard to see. You guys can see me. Let me out. Let me out. Does anybody have one of these? Does anybody use these when they bake? Yeah, right? So Hannah has one. Victoria has one. I swear by these. And we have to find out. I don't know. Does anybody know why we use the baking trays? Does anybody, I mean, these baking sheets? I don't know. I find that when you leave them on the cookie sheet to cool, they like stick to the cookie sheet, and they like, I don't know, they're not as, they don't cool as evenly. So this lets them cool, I think, I don't know. We have to find out. We have to do some research. This lets them cool nice and evenly. They don't stick to the cookie sheet. Usually when your cookies are done and you take them off the tray and you put them here, this is where you let them cool. So I don't know. We need to do some research and confirm if in fact that is true, if that's why we do this. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to put a couple of things away. And then we're going to talk about what things we're going to need when we take them off. And then we're going to say goodbye. I don't know if they're going to be ready in time for us. Probably not, unless you guys just want to hang out with me and talk about some recipes that you want to do. So, what do we need when we're dealing with stuff from the oven? What, Terrence?
Oven mitts.
Yeah, you want to make sure you've got oven mitts. And there's different types. There's different types of oven mitts, but you really want to make sure that they are really insulated, that they're thick. Sometimes when we go to the dollar store, they're not very thick.
I love the dollar store.
I do too, man. I do too. I do too. But if our mitts aren't double insulated, these things are probably older than you guys. Which is saying a lot, because you guys are adults. I've had these for a long time, and they're like scorched and burned. This is what's going to happen to your hand. Yeah, Terrence, you see that? They're like scorched and burned, man. I will never get rid of these. I never will. They're like old and dingy, but they protect my hands. They protect my hands. You know, what, Terrence?
My father is the best of the doctors.
Yeah, your dad's a really great baker, too. He's a really good cook.
He's the best of the doctors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good.
He went to the doctors?
Yeah, he just went to the doctors just come back.
Okay, all right. Well, I hope he's well. I hope he's well. We do go to the doctors for other things.
There he is.
There he is. Okay, so that's good. That's a good sign. There he goes. We were concerned about you, man. We were concerned. All righty. So you're going to need your gloves, right? Do we touch the oven with our bare hands? No. Katie, if you're still on, girly girl, love it. We have them. Leona said, so yeah. So a lot of Morris Center people were saying they have these at the Morris Center. I don't think we have them at the Bergen Center, which is weird. I don't think, Victoria, do we have them?
No, I think we do.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do have.
I know at the Morris Center you do, but maybe I never bought them from Edgar. I don't know.
No, I don't think Edgar has them, no.
Okay, so that's something I need to do. I need to make sure that I get them for Edgar.
He only
has them.
Okay.
has them on the tray.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it just takes them off and he puts them on a plate. We need to fix that.
Yeah.
We need to fix that.
Yeah, he
So-
doesn't have
these wire
Yeah,
racks, the
that's
wire
the
racks. They really do help. They help with a lot of
Yeah.
things. Even if you're using this when you're baking a cake and you put the pan on, take it off the stove.
usually get those.
The air is coming on. It's letting cooling happen from a lot of different area, like from the surrounding. Alrighty. So, and then we have our spatula, our flipper or our spatula. I call it a spatula. When you're dealing with non-stick, don't use metal. You'll put grooves and stuff into it. But these are the things you're going to need for your cookies afterwards. Okay. These still got a little bit of time, so I will post a picture of what they look like, and I will let you know if you should eat these or not. Wait a minute. I can smell them. Let me see. Ooh, they really got big. They really got big. They like kind of went like, bloop. They got big. I mean, these, they smell good. I might have to eat these for lunch. Now, what they smell good. I always shock and amaze myself what good bakers we are and chefs. Before we say goodbye, is there any requests for our next class? I will take in requests. Does anybody have anything they want to see? Do you want something baked, or do you want like an appetizer? Do you want a salad? What is something you guys are interested in? Yeah, Hannah. Oh, Hannah, you're on mute. I can't hear you, hon.
Oh, sure. Can I tell you?
Yeah, tell me.
I would like something else next week.
Something else.
Like
Something
what?
else.
I'll think of how about an appetizer?
Ooh, I think that's good. You know what? We do a lot of summer entertaining, and eventually we're going to be having people back in our homes. So I think, Hannah, that is an excellent idea. I will work on and surprise you all with some, like an appetizer, something like finger foods and something like that. Would everybody agree to that?
Yeah.
We think that's good? Excellent. Alrighty. So for our next class, what we're going to do, I know some of you've got other places to do. We didn't get our cookies cooked in time. But if you come onto the fashion class, you might get to see me eat a cookie.
11:30?
It's 11:30. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break. So I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook people. 11:30 is fashion. Feel free. I'm going to stream it as well. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that's about. So don't worry. If you don't like clothes, you don't like fashion, it may be interesting for you. It's really more of a planning class and a design class. And then at 12:30, Stacy and Allison are going to do lunch bunch. And then at 2:30 is music. Okay? So I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook peeps. Alrighty.